Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Step and this is going to be part 45 of my early campaign where I'm playing as the Almohads, and I'm just about to wrap up this campaign here. As with my last episode, I'm probably not going to be showing too much in this episode unless something very dramatic happens. Currently in my own life, I'm very busy with work, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to record videos for this channel, unfortunately, but I do want to try to spend the month of May, or April that is, to try to wrap up these two campaigns that I'm playing in Medieval so that I can jump on into a complete, Byzantines campaign fully with my focus, fully ready and my attention completely focused on that campaign. So I will be looking forward to wrapping up these campaigns. As for this one though, I am sitting at the year 1419 and yeah, we're going to the year 1453. My economy is still not great. It's at negative 645 florins per turn, and my treasury is right down to just underneath 5,000 florins with 4,923. So I do want to be figuring that out. It's not completely necessary, but I still want to. I could just disband an army or two, and I probably will end up doing that. I'm not completely sure why my economy went, because I was losing like 5,000 a turn, and now I'm only losing 645. So I'm not really sure what happened there. I wonder if a few ports were built around the map, or I'm wondering if my king may have gotten a trait which is helping him out, my Khalifa. So he's a steward, and that's giving him plus 10% to the agricultural production, and that might be the fix. I wonder if that's the entire difference of 4,000 florins basically. If that's the case, that's not great because he's 57 years old and he's going to be kicking the bucket pretty soon, and his son will be taking over. His son, if I could find him, Prince Ismail, 36 years old, and he's looking okay, but his acumen's not good, and he's not going to have the steward trait. Yeah, well, I guess the acumen on my Khalifa's not good either, so there's that, but still, it's looking like once my Khalifa dies, my economy might get even worse, so I will be needing to disband a few armies here to try to get myself back in the positive. That would be lovely. I have this really annoying war going on with the Egyptians where I don't intend to be at war with them, and quite frankly, I don't think they really intended to be at war with me. They wanted to take Kiev, and I had abandoned it with the full intention of letting anyone take it, but I was hoping that whoever took it would let it go rebel first. They did not, so that is how this war ended up happening. And since then, despite my best efforts to try to get this ceasefire, they have not been taking it, despite the fact that they have lost Arabia and Sinai to rebels. They've been very stubborn. So it would be nice if there could perhaps be like a war between the Hungarians and the Egyptians. That would be wonderful. The Hungarians don't really have anywhere else to move. Oh, they could take Pomerania. Yeah, I guess. Pomerania is rebel, so they might take that first. They could, Saxony, Denmark. These are all rebel provinces that Hungary could take before attacking Egypt. So, yeah, maybe they will, maybe they won't. It'd be nice if they did. It'd be nice if they did, because I feel like that would be the catalyst to kind of force Egypt's hand into getting a ceasefire with me, and then I could go back to trading with their bajillion ports, because I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like 8 ports or so. And that would really fix my economy. That'd be really nice. I'm trying to use my spies to try to destabilize their regions. It's not really working out too well. 125%, yeah, 184%, 144, 141. Although what I was thinking, since I was trying to use my imams to raise the percentage of Muslim folks over here in these Catholic territories, in the French territories, and that hasn't really been working. I mean, it has, the desired effect of raising the amount of Muslims, which is great, but the population loyalty hasn't really been changing, and that's been unfortunate, because I was hoping I could try to, cause some unrest in the French territories in that regard. Not that the French are really much of a threat at this point, but I just wanted to see if that would work. If we look at my points, I'm far ahead. I'm at 201 points with 2 counting periods left at 1425 and then the last year of the campaign. The people that are in second place are the French and the Germans, both tied in 114. So, you know, they might gain a little bit of ground on me, but I don't think they would catch up. At least the Germans wouldn't, but the French are actually making quite a decent amount of points here. Yeah, good for them. But if it comes down to that, I can't just invade them again. I have the soldiers available, which makes me hesitant to continue to disband armies, but I feel like I need to get my economy back into the right position. So now, so talking about my imams, that's not only working here in France, but the other thing that imams do is that they do raise zeal, which is the only way that the Muslim factions can raise zeal is by using their imams, because they don't have the inquisitors like the Catholic factions do. So I was looking at this, and it turns out, so like, I'm looking at this, and pretty much all of the governors for the Egyptian territories that I'm seeing have very low piety. And then I'm looking at these territories. So, for example, the person I just looked at was the Count of Tripoli. So he has 1 piety, right? Not great. Not good at all. Then we look at Tripoli, and their zeal is at 17%. So he doesn't have to really worry about that too much, right? So if I raise the zeal, that might cause some issues there. And I was looking at these other places, for example, like they all have governors with low piety, except for a couple of them. Not him, but if I look at you, for example, the Emir of Armenia, 2 piety, and then go up to Armenia, zeal of 0%. And I'm pretty sure these are the 2 things that need to match up, is zeal and piety. If the zeal is high, piety needs to be high, or also will be population loyalty issues. That's my understanding, at least. I think that's how that can be used. And I think there's even better examples as well. So like the governor of Constantinople, 0 piety. And then 0% zeal in Constantinople. So that can definitely be raised. Trebizond has another one as well. Where would he be? Yeah, another 0 piety for the Emir of Trebizond, and then 0% zeal. So these seem like some really prime opportunities to send my imam stacks into these provinces, raise the zeal up, punch it up, and see if that can cause some issues for the Egyptians as well. Again, I don't want to like conquer their territories and take them out. I want them to own these ports. I just want to be able to trade with them. That's all I'm asking for here. So if I can try to destabilize their regions enough to make them a tempting targets to, say, perhaps the Poles or the Hungarians or even the Mongols. Maybe not the Mongols. There's really... Oh yeah, that's right. The Poles are really taking it to them. Yeah, the Poles are having their revenge right now. So the Mongols might die out. That's crazy. Yeah, they're down to just, what, 2 provinces? Holy moly. I don't know what I was about to say there. Yeah, crazy stuff. So I will continue on, and I will, keep you tuned in if there's anything really dramatic happening here. Well, looks like peace has ended with the French, I'm guessing. I did see a French crusade pop up, and yikes, that is not exactly what I was hoping for at this point in the campaign. Let's continue. Yeah, looks like I should win most of my naval engagements with the French, I'd assume. And my Khalifa has died, right? He lived pretty old. He lived to be the age of 62, I believe. Yeah, nice long life from him. And the Egyptian Sultan has also died. Okay, I'll take a look at that in a moment. And yeah, it is marching towards my lands. It looks like their target of the crusade is going to be Cordoba. Yeah, wow, okay. Homelands. So I have scored 12 points on my homelands objectives, and I assume a couple more off of my conquest objectives as well. And yeah, they're coming for me. My oh my. Let's check out my new... So my new Khalifa is married, thank goodness. And yeah, 4 influence, that's okay. 3 command, 2 dread. Natural leader, but weak principles. That's not going to matter at all. But natural leader, so +2 morale when he is leading. That's good stuff. My income, yeah, gosh, that's... So I had fixed my income very, very temporarily because I was able to get back up to 7,000 just by disbanding a few more armies. I think I had to disband like 4 more armies, honestly. And then I pushed my reserve armies out into my borders just to try to dissuade my neighbors, the French and the Egyptians, from attacking me. And yeah, that hasn't quite worked out. Now I put my imams here in these Egyptian territories. The zeal is raising, the loyalty is decreasing, but they are just simply, Never mind. They are dealing with a civil war of their own right when their Khalifa died. So let's check out. So their new Sultan has crazy influence, but why did they have a civil war? I wonder why. Was this my fault? Did I do this? I'll take credit for it. Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting seeing the civil war happen when the new Sultan has 7 influence. That's pretty interesting indeed. Yeah, maybe it is because I have been messing around for quite a bit, using my spies to lower the loyalty of certain generals and using my imams to raise zeal in provinces that have governors with low piety. Maybe that's what has done this. Yeah, I don't know. It would be wonderful though if I could get that ceasefire with the Egyptians. That would be really, really good. So let's try it. Let's see. I have a alum right here. Let's try to get that ceasefire, because if we can go back to trading with the Egyptians, that will help mitigate some of the damages to the economy that I have received by not trading with the French now. So because that's a big one. Losing 1,700 is, that's back in the bad territory. Now, as far as the French Crusade itself, I don't see any danger here, really, because my borders are stacked. They're absolutely stacked, and the French just don't quite have it. Yeah, sure, they have like 4 or 5 half stacks, whatever. I'm not too worried about it. 2 more if you want to add in these armies here in Toulouse. Again, not too worried about it. So I don't think that there's much for me to really worry about as far as this crusade is going. I can actually go here and kill another bishop. Why not? Especially now that we are at war with each other. So yeah, let's see if I can continue. Well, for one thing, let's continue killing French boats. So you die, and then you die as well. Is there any other French boats I can get rid of? Anything at all? Doesn't appear to be. Okay, so let's see what happens with that, and yeah, we'll keep an eye on. Hopefully, the Egyptians get that ceasefire with us, because being able to trade with a few ports here will help alleviate the strain of this new war that we have here with the French. And unfortunately, I don't know, this crusade is just going to kind of sit here forever, right? Because they're not going to attack me. I don't think so. Typically, crusades know better when they can't attack, and this is not a winnable situation for them. So I will have to keep an eye on that. But if one of their neighbors would like to attack them, that'd be great, because then maybe, I don't know, that we still wouldn't get rid of the crusade. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think you can get ceasefires with factions that want to crusade against you. That doesn't seem. I think that I have done that. I feel like I have gotten ceasefires in those situations, and then the war just goes right back. I think. Gosh, I can't quite remember, but that wouldn't make sense, right? If you could get a ceasefire with a faction that is crusading against you. Well, hey there, this could be a little bit handy. The Turkish have reappeared here in Volga, Bulgaria. This is a little far north for my liking. I would have preferred it if it had happened a little bit further south, maybe perhaps in some Egyptian territory, because if the Egyptians do not want to be my friends, or at least, not be at war with me, then it would be nice if someone else took over so that I could trade with them. So that's kind of what I'm pinning my hopes on right now, because there's a lot of rebel territory on the east side of the map that I could potentially be trading with. If you look down at my treasury, you can see that I am in the negatives. I'm negative 2,780 florins, and I'm losing 800 a turn or so. I'm just not able to get, I'm not able to get any ceasefire so far, and the fact that the Egyptians are are in the middle of a civil war, I'm not trading with the rebel provinces either. So it's not exactly helping me if they're not getting a ceasefire with me. So that's unfortunate. And it is too bad that I can't trade with rebel provinces. That's a little bit, I don't know, I think that's just kind of a silly thing in this game, because we know that the rebel provinces are just a placeholder for, in fact, holy crap, okay, yes, so the Turks did centralized up here in Volga, Bulgaria, but they are everywhere. Wow, perfect. This is what I needed to see. Yes, perfect. Profits back in the 800, back in the positive. I'm making 887 florins per turn. Nice. That's Exactly what I wanted to see. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Yeah. Egypt, you're in some trouble, Egypt. Yeah, you should have played nice. So does that mean they're at war? No, they are not. The Turks and the Egyptians are not at war yet. Not at war yet. What kind of soldiers do they have? Decent ones, hopefully? So these are all, okay, so these are all soldiers that used to be Egyptian, and now they're Turks. So what about like the Turkish armies? I'm assuming they're going to be up here. And what do they have? So steppe heavy cav, Gulam cavalry, some good artillery, siege cannons and mortars. Nice. Good stuff. Some guns. All right. Yep. What do we got? Guns and cav. Guns and cav. Okay. Guns and cav. What are these? Sipahis of port. Oh yeah. Cool. I've heard about these. These are really good. These are like the bodyguard units, I believe. Yeah. Cool stuff. I've never actually faced them or used them in battle, so I'm not there yet. Someday I will. Looking forward to it. Awesome, that's what I needed. Oh man, thank goodness. Because yeah, the Egyptians are just being really stubborn. Really, really stubborn. So that's really nice. The French, yep, they're just kind of sitting here. The Crusade's still here, and it will diminish over time. It's tiny. It's super, super small. I wonder if it would take too long for it to go away, because it didn't travel far, which means it did not have a long time to build up a strength. Yeah, it might have just came from like Normandy, perhaps. Looking for, yeah, it might have just came from Normandy, so it did not travel far, unfortunately for them. So in any case, yeah, that's wonderful news. Now I can eventually get my treasury back in the positive, and yeah, go Turks. Go Turks. As long as they don't build any boats and, like, you know, fight my navy, I'm totally fine with that. Check this out. A long voyage south. Thanks to royal patronage and encouragement, the Portuguese Guianas has voyaged far south across the Atlantic Ocean and along the coast of Africa. Success in traveling so far brings glory to the royal house and opens up new opportunities for welcome trade. There are new trading goods available in Portugal. All right, that should be giving me a little bit more money now. Awesome. I mean, it's very late in the campaign. I only have 20 turns left before the campaign's over, but that's going to give me just a little bit of a boost here, which is going to be pretty nice. I wonder what the trade goods are. Let's see. Prince Ali has gained pride, so +3 valor, but -2 command and -2 acumen. And where's my income doing? Holy shit. Oh my god. Wow. I can't remember exactly. I think I had cotton and wax here, and then the new ones are spices and olive oil, I believe, are the new ones. And yeah, they must be worth just a metric shit ton, because that is crazy. Let's see, what are they making? I guess I can't tell. What's like an easy way to tell? It's really difficult to like tell the value of each of these, but so for example, I'm only trading to Khazar for these for cotton and olive oil, and that's making 116, but then for all four together is making 252. So, and that's for each port that I'm trading with. So all of a sudden I'm back in the positive. I'm making 4,000. I went from making like 400 to 4,000 just off of that, which is crazy. That is really, really nice. Awesome. Cool stuff. And Prince Ali has come of age, another man. So both of my sons have loyalty that's really, really bad. So he has a loyalty of 2, and then my next in line, my next kin is oh, so it's Idris now. Okay. Oh no, yeah. Idris was the one who only has 1 loyalty, so he's pretty bad. And then this one's also pretty bad as well. So they're just gonna hang out here in Aragon, and they're gonna be babysat by their dad, because we're not messing around with civil wars right now. No. That's not what I want to happen. So let's just keep the sons close to Papa. Maybe he can teach him a thing or two, so that by the time Idris becomes the next Khalifa, maybe he will be a good person, and he will have learned a little thing or two about loyalty. In the meantime, though, yeah, it feels really, really good to be making a bit of money, and even though I am still at war with the Egyptians and the French, I did get an alliance with the Turks just to kind of make sure that if they ever do get a navy, I hope they don't attack mine and create a stupid little war that I can't get out of, like the Egyptians. So, yes, that is going to be the key. And now I believe the Turks and... No, they're not at war yet. No, I thought the Turks were going to go to war with the Egyptians. I think it's going to happen soon, though, because my spies are telling me that there is an attack imminent against the Egyptians from the Turks. The princely merchant. Jacques Coeur, the merchant, banker to many in royal circles, a master of the mint, and advisor to kings, has done much to improve trade in France. His wise counsel and clever schemes have increased the general wealth to the benefit of many, and the king of France's acumen is also increased. Oh, well. So what? Good for the French, I suppose. Prince Yusuf is now a fast talker, so +2 acumen for him. And then Prince Idris, the heir-to-be, is crack-brained. So that's lovely. This man's habits of dancing in the moonbeams, painting a servant blue, and sucking horseshoes has led some to suspect he may be imbalanced. -2 morale and -20 happiness. So, he's not good. That -20 happiness is going to imply to all of my provinces once he becomes the Khalifa. So that's not good, but you know what? We got less than 20 years left, so not really much that I'm going to do about that. I'm not going to instigate a civil war just to get rid of him. No, no, no. And things just keep getting worse and worse for my old Prince Idris. Now he has become an unhinged loon, convinced that he has been made pregnant by an elephant. This man inspires nothing but except pity and contempt in equal measures among his followers. -3 morale, -30 happiness. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yeah, that's not good. But, you know, luckily in the last turn he did pick up the loyalty, or the loyal trait. So yes, the man with 2 loyalty is loyal. Wonderful. But hey, he's only 27. He has a long ways to go. How much worse can things really get? And that is going to be it for the Egyptians. It looks like the Egyptian Sultan has died from an illness and he has no heirs. I'm assuming his heirs must have fought in the civil war and they just weren't by his side by the time he died. And yeah, that's going to be it for them. So I'm not really going to weep any tears over the fall of the Egyptians, because now that's going to give the Turks an opportunity to take these provinces, and that's just going to increase my trade. And there is less than 10 turns left in this campaign, so we are getting down to the end of it here. And yeah, the French still do not want to accept that ceasefire with me. They still do have a crusade sitting right on my border. Ooh, I say that, and it looks like it just ended. Yeah, the men... There were not any men left in that crusade. So, I'm going to try again, see if I can... Let's see, I'll kill that princess. But yeah, let's see if I can get a ceasefire with the French. Now that there's no crusade here, maybe they will be more willing. He's down to 2 influence. Yeah, that's what a failed crusade will get you. I thought it only made him lose 1 influence, but... Yeah, it looks like he lost 2 influence in this case. I wonder if he lost influence for another reason. Like, I don't know, is he at war with anyone? Is he losing battles? It's just me, so I guess not. But yeah, we'll see if I can get that ceasefire with the French. I'm making 5,400 in florins. That feels really, really good. And yeah, I was looking at the glorious achievements for the Turks, and check this out. So if the Turks can survive to the late game and, you know, not be a reemergence faction, check this shit out. This is insane. Look at this. They get 16 points just from conquering Constantinople. That is crazy. That's not counting like homelands and, you know, the Turkish. Look at all these, like, you know, yeah, whatever. All these glorious achievements, things here. That, man, the Turks can really take off in the late game if they survive this long without losing their points that they had earlier in the campaign. So that's something I need to keep in mind, you know, playing future campaigns. If the Turks have not been taken out at all during the campaign, they can really, you know, be pretty scary when it comes to their GA points in the late game. So, in any case, though, we are getting down to the end of it here. I'm just going to continue to monitor the situation, making sure that my economy is good, making sure that there's no boats in the water that I need to sink. And yeah, that's about it at this point. And there we have it, folks. The year is 1453, and we just have achieved another 12 points on our homelands objectives, I think. Is this the last turn, or... So yeah, I guess I just have to do one more turn here. It looks like the French have tried to... I'm guessing this is... Nope. No, actually, they're going for Tripoli, which is rebel-held, I believe. Yeah, it is. So, They're not going to be declaring war on the Turks. And I was never able to get a ceasefire with the French. But you know what? That's okay, because at this point, I did the math just to make sure I will have plenty of points. 229, they're at 161. So that's gonna do it, I think. Yeah, I think there's... Just make sure everything's good here. Everyone's happy. Looks like... So yeah, my Khalifa Idris I, he did become, you know, the new man in charge. Unhinged Loon, yeah, we're gonna end the campaign with the Unhinged Loon on the throne. Minus 30 happiness. It seems like that's not really having much of an effect. People are just so happy to be living in Almohad land that it doesn't really matter if their leader is crazy. So let's just drop one more save in this turn and check out the credits, I suppose. Because yeah, unfortunately, unlike in Shogun, where they crafted these really beautiful end scenes for cutscenes for the beginning and end, in Medieval they had to cut costs a little bit. And here we go. Victory. The year is 1453, and the time has come to assess the glory of your realm. Your glorious achievements outstrip those of all your rivals. Victory is yours. Huzzah! And so yeah, we get this nice little graphic here. Even though your rivals survived alongside your outstanding empire, they were unable to match your achievements. Glory is yours. And I'm not sure if there's anything else or if it's just this, but it is my understanding that when Creative Assembly was working on the development,
on the western fringes of Islam, a mighty empire was born. Its armies swept across the world, taking many lands. Yet greatness is measured in more than just armies and wealth. In an age of fear and bigotry, the new rulers brought a spirit of tolerance, extending to each man the freedom to worship as he will, asking in return only obedience to God. All tremble before the power of the Khalifa's armies, yet they also marvel at the glories of his realm, its architecture, gardens, and above all, its science and learning. The Khalifa has brought a taste of paradise to those on earth.
okay, is that going to be it? I actually couldn't remember. I forgot that that was put in there, and that's actually kind of nice that they did put in a little dialogue that was directed towards the Almohads, although not entirely accurate. I would say that the Almohads were less tolerant of other faiths. It's more so the caliphate that was in control of Spain before the Berber kingdoms, such as the Umayyads. They were more known for their tolerance for other faiths. The Almohads were pretty much the opposite of that. They kind of came into power right at the same time, well, a little bit after the Crusades were happening as well. So it's like both sides, the Muslims and the Christians, kind of figured out how to use religion as a weapon at the same time. And yeah, the Almohads were a people of their time in that respect, in that regard. So they were a little bit more dogmatic in that regard. In any case, so yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that they added that in there. I kind of forgot that there was going to be an actual narration directed towards the Almohads. So yes, as I was saying before, Creative Assembly was making this game at the same time they were making Rome. They had two different teams working on these games. And as you can see, they did have to cut out some features, such as the cutscenes and the throne room that they had in Shogun. Turns out those really took a lot of resources, more than like you and I would think these days. And but you can see where the work went, right? I mean, this is a much bigger game, bigger map, more bigger time period, bigger tech tree, more units, more army flavors, more bigger soundtrack, all of that stuff, more maps. It's just obviously a huge game when compared to Shogun. So you can see where the money went. And that kind of starts what I would call the theme of the Total War games, which is that you get new features and you're going to lose old ones. And that's just kind of how it's always going to be, because that's how the restriction of development time works. You can't do everything because you don't have the money and the time to do everything. It's unfortunate, but you cannot say that this game is awesome because they really did add a lot to it as opposed to Shogun. So I don't know if we are going to get credits after this. I just pressed enter to see if anything would happen. Yes, here we go. Here's the credits. I will leave you at that. I will be focusing my attentions on the Aragon campaign so I can finish that up. As I was saying at the beginning of this episode, April is going to be a slow month for me. I can get out an episode every once in a while, and hopefully I can finish up the Aragon campaign by May so that I can dive right into the next campaign, which is going to be the Byzantines. And I'm very, very excited for the Byzantines campaign because I have some ideas for how I want to do that one as far as a content creator aspect, not just like playing the campaign, but actually how I want to do the battles. I want to do them a little bit differently. And I'm looking forward to showing that to you and seeing your thoughts and ideas on that and seeing your feedback. So this has been really fun for me. I'm having just a super time playing this game. Even though I love my job and I love being busy at my job, it sucks that I can't like do both. I wish I could really pour myself into this channel at the same time while I'm being busy at my other job, or my actual job. So that's unfortunate. But in any case, it's a good problem to have. That is loving your work. So I will be looking forward to diving back on full bore in May. And until then, yeah, I'll be keeping you up to date with the Aragon campaign. And I just want to say thank you very, very much, for watching these videos and supporting this channel, pressing the like button, subscribing to this channel, and I would say even most of all, just commenting and talking about this campaign and give me advice. And man, oh man, if I learned a lot about this game just playing these two campaigns side by side. And before I dive on into the Byzantine campaign, I'm going to make it a priority of mine to actually go through all of the comments that have been left on these two campaigns and really compile them. I really want to comb over these tips again so that I can dive on into the Byzantines campaign with a newfound understanding for how the mechanics in this work. And I know that that's going to continue to happen. I know that I'm not going to dive on into the Byzantines campaign knowing everything. That's not how this is going to be. I just need to keep and continue to learn as much as I can with each playthrough, because that's how this is going to go here. And there is a lot to play in this game. So I'm really looking forward to the journey. I hope you are too. In the meantime, this has been Constep. I'm about to sign off here. So I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.